It is time once again for another water cooler segment right here on the Kanika Sports Show, Friday edition, everybody. And hopefully you are having a happy Friday. We are going to be talking about the Padres finally signing a manager and leaving all of their fans sort of scratching their head. A new Japanese superstar is coming to America. The Bulls, everybody, are 6-1. Going into a huge Central Division showdown with the Milwaukee Bucks tonight. The Bears are going to be facing the New York Football Giants this weekend at Soldier Field. We're talking about it. And SmackDown, everybody. It is Friday, and we will be laying the smacketh down right here on the Kanika Sports Show. But first, before we get into all of it, I have to ask you a favor. Please like and subscribe to this video. Subscribe to the channel and ring that bell, everybody, for our mascot Freckles, a.k.a. Frexy. Look at that pooch. She's adorable, and you know you want to see more of her, and you're going to get just that right here.
Thank you.
Each and every week. Well, Nika, welcome to the show. Happy Friday. The Padres have signed a manager at long last, and it was not Albert Pujols. And how are you feeling today?
Disappointed.
Yeah.
Very disappointed.
I am as well disappointed. We're going to talk about all of it. The Padres instead hire Craig Stammen on a 3-year contract to become the new manager of the San Diego Padres. Craig Stammen is a former relief pitcher for the Padres, and he has been working as an assistant for A.J. Preller, the general manager of the Padres. And Craig Stammen was the unknown candidate. There was rumors that there might be a fourth candidate that was being considered, and that was to go along with Pujols and Ryan Flaherty and Ruben Niebla. Thank you, Nika. I always forget about Ruben, and why shouldn't I? Because he doesn't belong in the manager's seat. No offense to the Ruben Niebla fans out there. But Craig Stammen gets the job, and it turns out that Craig Stammen was initially one of the people that was interviewing people for this job. That's what we kind of learned about this. Now, we're not going to hear from him until Monday. That's when the press conference is scheduled. But apparently, Craig Stammen is really well liked by the players on the Padres team. He was looked at as a clubhouse leader when he was a part of their bullpen back in 2020, 2021. My first reaction to this when it happened was like, who?
Who? Exactly.
I had to do a double take and be like, well, the name is definitely familiar. Who is he again? Oh, yeah, okay. His biggest claim to fame as a Padres pitcher is probably giving up back-to-back home runs. Yes, you heard that correct, folks. 4 in a row against the Washington Nationals. That was back when they had Anthony Rendon and some others. I think Juan Soto was probably still over there.
So the Padres are playing safe. They're taking a safe.
They went with the internal hire. You know, they went with someone that's been there all along. They did not go with the outside voice. Albert Pujols seemed like a slam dunk to me, Nika.
I know.
Why did they hire Craig Stammen? Well, according to Kevin Acee of the San Diego Union Tribune, this was a quote. "I have more respect for that man than almost anybody I have ever played with." I believe Joe Musgrove is the one who said that, Father Joe. I don't know if he was involved with the hiring process, but if he was, I wouldn't be surprised based on that quote. I guess the thing that bothers me the most about this hire is that Craig Stammen is a pitcher and a relief pitcher. He is also, I want to point this out, the only pitcher right now, or former pitcher, I should say, to hold a managerial title in baseball. I guess if you wanted an out-of-the-box hire, you might be happy with this because he's literally like a one-of-a-kind here when it comes to MLB managers. I'm not so sure that's a good thing. You want to know why? The Padres' offense is what their Achilles heel and problem has been in the postseason the past couple seasons. It's not been the pitching that has failed them or let them down.
Well, pitching was okay. It wasn't the greatest pitching.
It didn't cost them the Cubs series. I'm sorry. They didn't give up that many runs to the Cubs.
That's
All the
true.
other teams did.
It's a safe and cheap hire. That's it.
It's probably a little bit of both of those, if I'm being honest. And it's sad to me because Albert Pujols seemed like a slam dunk here. He seemed like exactly what the doctor ordered when it comes to the prescription for fixing the San Diego Padres this year, going into next year. I feel like this is the opposite of that. And it's left me feeling very lethargic about this.
Yes, it's a Tinkler 2.0, nothing else. And a yes man to Preller.
And that's Jace Tingler, if you were confused by Nika's answer. But nevertheless, yes, Pujols is the guy who can unlock that offense for you. And it's not a hypothetical. They're not both the same first-time managers here. Albert Pujols is not the same as Craig Stammen, no matter what anybody tells you, no matter to say like, well, they're both first-time managers. So, you know, we don't know how either one of them will do. I mean, give me a damn break. Talk about sell jobs. If you've listened to any San Diego establishment media since this news broke, you're getting a lot of shit show, selling BS, trying to pass this guy off as the second coming of sliced bread. And it's more white bread, I'll give you that much, Nika. It's not the Latino hire that we were kind of calling for.
Yep. It's all vanilla cookie cutter manager.
And we're the last people to call out race or use that as any need to hire. But when it looks the same, it's the same. I'm sorry.
It's nothing will change.
There's no pun intended, or is there? It looks very vanilla and feels very vanilla. And, you know, the whole thing has left me sort of questioning my fandom this morning. I feel like betrayed as a fan, honestly. I don't know how you're trying to sell me this crap. And
look how much selling they need to do in order to accomplish this.
Well, you look at, like, I know it's a different sport, but look at what the Bears did in the offseason. They knew their offense was broken. They hired an offensive-minded coach, and now the results are trickling in. This week, even, they've become a national story. We're going to talk about that in a second. And it's because their offense is starting to make a big difference. You know, they've risen in the rankings compared to where they were last year. And the Padres need to do the same exact thing. And what do? They hire a pitcher?
I know, the opposite.
It feels so anticlimactic to me. I'm sorry.
He might get his papers handed out to him in 2 years. Him and AJ Preller.
AJ are going to go together. Now, there's been no AJ Preller extension announced yet.
It might happen by Monday.
But it might come out Monday that he's going to get a 2-year extension, which would put them both on 3-year contracts with the Padres and basically on a 2-year time window. The Padres have not had this where the GM and the manager have been like sort of on the same clock. And I think at least that might be the start of something positive to come out of this.
Sure, but that's 2 years from now.
Yeah, this doesn't move the needle for me next year. This doesn't communicate anything to me that the Padres are serious about challenging LA.
Nothing.
It doesn't. I'm sorry.
I'll be surprised if they make playoffs next year. And that's a bold prediction, I know, but I will be very surprised.
I will join you in that prediction right now, the day after. You know, yes, you can call it an overreaction Friday, whatever the hell you want. I don't care. I mean, I've asked myself this question this morning. Is it time to get out? I was not born in San Diego. I wasn't born to be a fan of this team. I became a fan of this team in part when we moved out to the West Coast from Chicago, and in part because you turned me on to Fernando Tatis Jr. when he was a rookie in 2019. And by the end of the 2020 season, when they played in the playoffs during the COVID season, we had bought in hook, line, and sinker to that team. We I don't know if it was just being indoors all summer long,
maybe,
and being trapped, but we fell in love with the Padres in 2020. And ever since then, we've followed it day in and day out.
And we've seen the ups and downs with that team. And right now, it feels like this
is not the prescription. I'm sorry. You guys are all going to be sadly disappointed. And I will make this prediction right now. Albert Pujols will become a manager in the major leagues, and he will win a World Series before the San Diego Padres franchise wins their first. He will.
That's a bold prediction.
I'm calling it right now. Get ready to cry, Padres fans, because when that happens, this decision will be looked back on, and it will haunt this franchise. This might be the curse of the Padres.
Oh, do they need a goat?
The Cubs had a Billy Goat for like how many years? 1945 to 2015.
That's a lot of years.
70 years. I mean, the decision not to hire Albert Pujols could haunt Padres fans for the next 70 years. We'll be dead. Everyone that's alive right now rooting for this team will most likely be dead or near death's door. I'm sorry. I don't apologize for this.
No.
I am so damn disappointed in this decision. I grew up in Chicago. I watched every single Bulls game from 1987 to 1998 through the hardships, watching them get their asses handed to them by the Detroit Pistons and playing second fiddle to them and calling on this Padres team to look back on that Bulls team and be like, how did we conquer our demons? How did we prevent Detroit from becoming what the LA Dodgers are about to become now? Because that's who the Pistons were in 1989. In fact, Pat Riley had to coin the term three-peat for the Detroit Pistons. The Bulls are the ones that wound up actually damn doing it.
And how did they do it? They hired Phil Jackson.
They hired a coach
voice.
kind of from outside the system. He was a Bulls assistant, kind of similar to Craig Stammen and Mike Schilt, but he had also already been a head coach in the Puerto Rican League or for Puerto Rican teams, and he had been an assistant coach for the New Jersey Nets in the late 70s after his playing career.
So he
had won a championship with the New York Knicks. Who does that sound like? Albert Pujols. Craig Stammen doesn't have any rings in his closet.
He's a great communicator, though.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, he will send you love letters.
Oh, good. I'm glad the players are going to have a great time playing for him when we're 80 and 82 and 5 games out of the wild card in September.
Most likely.
Good Lord. I don't know how people can digest this crap, As much as we fell in love with the Padres during COVID, I feel like yesterday I fell out of love with them. And I have no apologies for saying that right now. This is an uninspired hire at a time when they needed to make the hire that takes them to the next level, like the Chicago Bears did with Ben Johnson.
Players want to come to play for a coach that matters. Who's want to come to the Padres and be part of this organization now? Other than the
maybe
rookies?
some players that were on the 2020 Padres. That's about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you bring up a great point. Where is the universal appeal of a hire like this? I'm so glad we're catering back to 5 years ago. What did we win 5 years ago? Nothing. Was Fernando playing better? Okay, great. Is Craig Stammen going to bring that out of him? No, Albert Pujols was going to bring that out of him by getting his ass onto a batting tee 10,000 times during spring training. But no, this isn't going to happen now. He's not going to get disciplinary training that he needs.
It's not going to happen.
And then in 2 years, when this goes to shit and the Padres are directionless, he'll probably want to be traded, or if not sooner. I mean, they already asked him if he wanted Pujols to be manager 2 weeks ago, and he was like, "Hell yeah," or whatever he said on he was on Spanish radio. But here, have Craig Stammen, a relief pitcher, not a guy who hit 700 home runs. I mean, come on, who are we lying to this morning? I said it a second ago. I'm going to say it again. This is not it, Nika.
It's not.
All right, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some exciting baseball news, everybody. And I am talking about this man from Japan, Munetaka Murakami, the first baseman, third baseman from the Tokyo Yakult Swallows of the Nippon Professional Baseball League. If that's not a mouthful, I don't know what is, everybody. But according to Mark Feinsand, he is being posted today by his Japanese team. He will be available to all 30 Major League Baseball teams for the next 45 days to negotiate. He is expected to be signed by December 22nd.
With the Dodgers?
Well, that's what I wrote down. Is he going to be a Dodger or somewhere else? He plays first base and third base, and the Dodgers are aging gracefully at those positions right now, I would say.
I know, but they
Max
still...
Muncy and Freddie Freeman have
Not
those
going
spots
anywhere.
on lockdown, but I would also argue they are just one injury away from needing him to step into either one of those two positions. We already saw Muncy out for quite a bit of time this past season. He got healthy in mid to late September and came back, and he was decent.
Okay.
Freddie Freeman, we saw him have that ankle injury the year before this previous season, but it seems like he mostly has recovered from all that. He was still a really tough out this postseason. How long that lasts or remains, I don't know. But Murakami is a fascinating Japanese player, Nika.
Okay.
He's only 25 years old, which does mean he is old enough to get a max kind of contract like Yamamoto did, unlike Roki Sasaki, who had to get a minor league 6-year contract with 3 years of arbitration, yada, yada, yada.
Okay.
But he would be more able to negotiate here, and his team would get a cut of that money. So they have good reason to want to post him and get him signed to as much money as possible.
Of course.
He was the Triple Crown winner and MVP of the Nippon Professional Baseball League in 2022. And he was also on the World Baseball Classic team in 2023. So he is part of that Team Japan nucleus.
He might be on the next one, too.
He might be on the Dodgers. It's sad to say he would be a great fit for the Padres if they can afford him at first base. He's a left-handed hitter. It's a need. I have to have a feeling that they have their eye on him, but I also want to get prepared for heartbreak if he signs elsewhere like Roki Sasaki did last season.
The managerial hire by the Padres doesn't inspire anybody to come and play for them.
If you sign Albert Pujols to be your manager, all of a sudden these Japanese kids who grew up idolizing him might want to come and play here more.
In this regard, I don't think so.
I don't either. Anyways, the resume is stacked here. 892 games in Japan, a 270 batting average, 246 home runs, 647 runs batted in, and a 951 OPS. I mean, that's got MLB people salivating. You know, he checks those boxes.
Of course. Well, we see who signs him.
All right. Well, we are moving on to some round ball. We mentioned them a minute ago. Doubles. We are talking about modern Bulls here, Nika.
Okay.
The Bulls pull off the miracle comeback this week on Tuesday against the Philadelphia 76ers at home, 113-111. They moved to 6-1 on the young season and definitely turned some heads with this victory for a few reasons. One is they were down by 24 points in this game and 19 at halftime. So quite the comeback for the kids on the west side of Chicago. And now they move into a matchup tonight with the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is a NBA Cup matchup. This whole NBA Cup tournament is so confusing, by the way. It's like one of every 3 games counts towards this tournament or something. Because like the Bulls played the Knicks last Friday at home.
That didn't count?
And that was an NBA Cup game.
Oh, it was.
And yet they played the Knicks again on Sunday, and that was not an NBA Cup game. I'm confused about it because when you look at the Cup standings right now, it says the Bulls are 1-0 and the Knicks are 0-1. And everyone else in their group, the Miami Heat, the New Orleans Hornets, and are they the Charlotte Hornets? I don't remember anymore. And the Milwaukee Bucks have not played. So I'm just really confused in how it works. And
it's a new addition to the NBA. I know it's been around for a couple of years.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd year, I think, of this. The Bulls 1-0 heading into tonight's NBA Cup matchup with the Milwaukee Bucks. And this is going to be a big test for the Bulls, Nika. This schedule is not easy. The Bucks and then the Cavs tomorrow night on the first. So this is the first of a back-to-back. They do get to face the Cavs at home.
Okay.
And the Milwaukee trip is a bus ride, not a flight. So,
but it's a tough opponent.
It makes me wonder, do the Bulls still stop at the Brat Stop, everybody, on the way back from Milwaukee? It used to be a tradition when Jordan was on the team and they were taking the team bus back to Chicago. They would stop at the Brat Stop after the game in the middle of the night. That would be cool. Let me know in the comments below if the Bulls still go to the Brat Stop, everybody. If you know, you know. The Bucks and Cavs games are on the road. And then the Spurs game is at home. But the color on this graphic has got me all thrown off. They need to fix that. The Bulls set a franchise record against the Spurs with 7 straight games of 6 players or more scoring 10 points or more in a game. If you don't know what that means, it quite simply means that the Bulls are playing excellent team basketball right now, and they are being led by this man, Josh Giddey, who had his 2nd straight game with a triple-double against the 76ers on Tuesday night. And the Bulls are asking the question on social media, Nika, is it too early to start the Josh Giddey All-Star conversation?
Is it?
I don't think so. Bulls players in franchise history with back-to-back triple-double games, there's 2.
No?
It's Josh Giddey and his heiress, Michael Jordan.
So
That's
he's
the list.
following great footsteps.
Well, so far, I mean,
So
I'm
far.
not saying he's Michael Jordan. Please don't misunderstand me, but it's definitely great company to be
Yes.
a part of. Josh Giddey is already 29th all time in the NBA in triple doubles total.
Wow.
And he is only 23 years old. He's getting me excited. FanDuel Sportsbook, by the way, is asking the Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey trade might be the most win-win trade in NBA history. I guess you can make that argument, but if Josh Giddey goes on to be like a multi-time All-Star, first ballot Hall of Fame basketball player, I mean, I don't think you're making that comparison. Nevertheless, I'm glad it's worked out for everybody, and I'm glad he's a Bull. You know who else has been noticing Josh Giddey's play is the good folks at NBA 2K26, the video game, Nika. Josh Giddey gets a 3-point overall increase to his score, and he is on the rise. So if you just play the game and load up the new rosters, Josh Giddey will play better. He will make more shots, and he will do more things. He leveled up, everybody. Exactly.
He leveled up. Nice.
So, and just one more reminder: the Bulls are playing now without Kobe White during this entire stretch. And before we move on, I just want to ask: is it happening here that the Bulls might have to move Kobe White? Because I don't know if it's a good or a bad thing when your most prolific scorer from last season is coming back on a team that is playing this well without him. I hate to say that.
Well, he's in his also last year of a contract.
He is. And it feels like maybe the Bulls have holes elsewhere that he could potentially help fill.
Sure.
And I'm not necessarily one to want to wait around to the trading deadline to make this change, because when you have 7 straight games of 6 guys scoring 10 points and then you bring in a prolific scorer into that equation, I feel like it might be very disruptive to the team game.
Yeah, the chemistry.
And I'm concerned about it. I'm not going to lie. I'm concerned about it. So,
well, we see. He's not coming up for a couple more weeks, I believe.
he's not. But you know what is coming up, Nika? Right after this?
The Bears.
The Chicago Bears weekly pregame show right here on the Kanika Sports Channel. And we are going to be talking about the Bears matchup with the New York Football Giants this weekend at Soldier Field in Chicago, the city of the big shoulders. Yes, indeed. The Bears looking to go 6-3 on the season after this weekend. Can they do it? They should. This is a game it looks like the Bears should win. We will be breaking it down coming up next, Nika. But first, we got to talk about tonight's WWE SmackDown. That's right. We got some drama happening inside the squared circle, everybody.
All right. Some smack talk.
Some SmackDown smack talk. A good way to end Friday's water cooler. And
who's going to be
welcome
doing
back, Cody Rhodes. We
Oh.
haven't heard or seen from Cody Rhodes since once again defeating Drew McIntyre, and that was anticlimactic for me. But nevertheless, Cody retains the title, as was probably predicted here. And it says, what's next for the undisputed champion? We find out tomorrow on SmackDown. It makes me want to ask you, Nika, what is next for Cody Rhodes now?
Are you asking me for who is going to challenge him for the title?
I'm looking for some ideas and some suggestions, because I'm feeling a little bit like, where do they go from here?
Well, probably McIntyre will make his appearance. Maybe we'll challenge Cody again.
He's not going to feel good about the way he lost, right? Cody
Yes.
Rhodes kind of screw jobbed him.
So they might address that issue. Also, Randy Orton comes to mind.
Yes, we've heard the rumor mill churning with that for a while, that like Randy Orton is going to turn on his protege.
Or is it possible for Cody Rhodes to turn dark, to be a heel?
I
don't
have a
see
hard
it
time
yet.
with it, but nothing would surprise me in a business that's meant to do the unexpected. I just have a hard time seeing it. You also mentioned Aleister Black this morning, that there's a little bit of a rumor about that. You know who I would like to see Cody Rhodes face is, I got a couple names for you.
Sure, shoot.
Gunther. Like, he hasn't been seen or heard in a while since the injury. I don't know exactly what his status is right now, but I thought he would be close to coming back soon based on what I had been reading. Nevertheless, I feel like WWE likes to take their time with injuries probably and make sure everyone's 100% before they get back in there because of the risk of re-injury.
Sure.
But that's a name that I mean, I'm just talking about who I would like to see him actually in the ring with. The other name is LA Knight, an underutilized person in WWE and a fan favorite.
But he's on Raw.
He is, and that's a problem, but so is Gunther. And I just look at the SmackDown roster, and nobody jumps out at me like these guys, you know? And so that's why I'm wondering, like, do they need to mix it up, shake it up? I mean, we also, according to what I saw this morning, Logan Paul has been kind of moved to being a part of Raw. And if that's the case, then we definitely need to move some people to SmackDown because he was one of the best heel voices on SmackDown, even though he's been missing for the last 2 months. So keep that in mind as we watch SmackDown tonight, everybody. But I'm also wondering if we're going to see the new women's WWE champion, Jade Cargill, for the first time. I would imagine that we would, don't you?
Yeah, I would think so. She should make an appearance. And somebody should challenge either Tiffy or somebody else.
I wrote that down here. Are we going to see Tiffy Time demand a rematch? I feel like if anyone has a right to a rematch so quickly, it would probably be one of the longest reigning women's WWE champions of all time.
Definitely. And she had an injury, so she can play that up.
Yeah, she can. She can say, like, hey, I was injured. I deserve a rematch. You know, I was trying to do my best and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, sell it. Of course.
Sure.
I buy this. I think they're going to have another match, but I also think Jade's probably going to win and retain. And she needs to put herself over and be sold as a legitimate champion. If she drops it so quick,
it doesn't make her legit.
It won't be seen as legit in the eyes of the fans. I don't expect anyone else to challenge yet. I think it's going to be Tiffany.
Okay.
One person who is getting a challenge is Julia, everybody, the U.S. women's champion. And it is going to be the Brit, Chelsea Green, getting a shot here at U.S. Gold.
Comic relief is coming.
Now, I am hard-pressed to remember Julia even defending this title once since she's got it, but I'm pretty sure she had one.
Yeah, she has a couple times.
It's interesting how the men's belt seems to have evolved into this tradition of weekly title defenses, and yet the women's belt has gotten such little publicity. I mean, and I like Julia. I like her fashion. I like her, like what she brings to the show. And so I wish we had more title defenses for her, but nevertheless, I don't expect her to drop the belt tonight to Chelsea Green. I feel like this is going to be some comic relief.
100% with you on that one.
Is Kiana James going to be getting into it at ringside with any of the secret Hervis?
Potentially.
I think Piper is injured.
Piper is injured, but
Alba Fire will be down there, and that could be a fun rivalry with these two for a while. Let's keep our eyes on that.
Okay.
I don't have any other news about anything going on SmackDown tonight, but I did want to point out, Nika, we saw one of our favorites back out and about this week, and it was Liv Morgan, everybody. She was at the Stranger Things Season 5 world premiere, and she was rocking a very Stranger Things-esque outfit. But looking good on the red carpet, and I guess more importantly, looking healthy. No shoulder brace or anything. No scars showing from shoulder surgery or. It has been a while, and it makes me think, when are we gonna see her back again? Because boy, oh boy, things are getting hairy for Dirty Dominic Mysterio, and you know, he's a target right now.
He is.
He's got a big target on his back. His dad's coming from him. Rusev's coming for him. His own damn team is coming for him. The Judgment Day. You mark my words. And Liv Morgan is going to be needed
to help him out
for Dirty Dom sooner than later. In fact, I'm going to make a little prediction here.
Sure.
Seeing her on the red carpet and, you know, looking herself makes me think that maybe she is close to coming back or making a return of some kind, and that she might be the next trick up Dirty Dominic's sleeve, everybody. The king of the luchadors needs his queen by his side.
Are you talking about Survival Series comeback?
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
I'll buy that.
We'll wait and see. What do you guys think? Do you think Liv Morgan is close to making a WWE TV return, even if she's not 100% doing matches yet?
But she can come out on for the promos or whatever, some ads.
100% she can.
Ringside help. Okay.
All right. Great to see you, Liv. And we are out of here for this Friday water cooler episode of the Kanika Sports Show.